Still coming in this morning.
We have live team coverage this morning, and McAvec is tracking the battle over law and order from the live news desk.
But we begin with Jocelyn Moran with the race drawing national attention this morning. Jocelyn, tell us more about it.
Yeah, well, Amanda, after 2.5 years in office, Chesa Boudin is out. The race was called shortly after the first set of results was released. Let's take a look at the latest numbers updated earlier this morning, with 62% of precincts reporting 60% of votes thus far have been in favor of the recall. Once the polls closed and results started to come in, of course, lots of cheering at the Yes on H watch party in San Francisco last night.
What has happened here is certainly not a referendum by any stretch of the imagination on criminal justice reform, not only here in San Francisco, but across this nation and beyond.
Now, at the No on H watch party, Boudin acknowledged that people are frustrated, but he blamed the recall election on, quote, right-wing billionaires who funded it.
They exploited an environment in which people are appropriately upset. And they created an electoral dynamic where we were literally shadow boxing. Voters were not asked to choose between criminal justice reform and something else. They were given an opportunity to voice their frustration and their outrage, and they took that opportunity.
Now, as to what happens now, Mayor London Breed has the task of appointing a replacement. Because Prop C is failing, that appointee will be eligible to run in November to finish out Boudin's term. As we know, Boudin is considered to be a progressive DA, and this here brings up a lot of conversations about the messaging around criminal justice reform. A lot being talked about, and surely will continue to be. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Jocelyn, thank you.
We're going to send it over to Ann McAvec, continuing our coverage from the live news desk. Ann.
Yes, a lot of attention on local district attorneys after that recall race, and there were several elections for new DAs and sheriffs around the Bay Area. Let's start off in the Alameda County Sheriff's race, where challenger Yesenia Sanchez is leading longtime incumbent Sheriff Greg Ahern. That would be an interesting coup there in Alameda County's district attorney's race. Civil rights attorney Pamela Price leading the race to replace outgoing District Attorney Nancy O'Malley. In Santa Clara County, Sheriff Lori Smith is stepping down. You might be aware of the controversies surrounding her. Currently, Robert Johnson has a lead over Kevin Jensen. Meanwhile, it looks like incumbent Jeff Rosen is going to win another term as Santa Clara County's district attorney. In the Contra Costa County Sheriff's race, incumbent David Livingston holding a large lead, and for the district attorney's race there in Contra Costa County, incumbent Diana Becton also holding a steady lead. To San Jose now, in the race for the city's first new mayor in 8 years, Sam Liccardo is termed out, and the field of 7 now whittled down to 2 candidates. Now the votes are still being counted, but it does appear that County Supervisor Cindy Chavez and City Council member Matt Mahan are going to move on to November, and the voters who opted for the others will now decide between the top 2.
We are going in a wrong direction, but we and our community have the power to go in the right direction.
Chavez there, who's a seasoned veteran politician. Council member Matt Mahan is a relative newcomer in politics. He's only been in office for about 18 months before deciding to run for mayor. Amanda.